Hello, my name is Dr. Christopher Nagy, and I'm the Superintendent of Schools for the Burlington County Institute of Technology and Burlington County Special Services School Districts. Today's Leadership Spark is focused on courage in leadership. We often hear the words to describe that there are three types of people in the world, namely, those who make things happen, second, those who watch things happen, and last, those who say just what happened. Ask, what happened? Leaders make things happen despite unsurmountable headwinds. Here I'm reminded of the cork tree. Yes, the cork tree that's seen behind me. Think about the uses of the cork these days, including wine bottles and bulletin boards. The trees must be 40 years old before being harvested and can be harvested every 9 years after that. Trees usually last about 200 years. The outer layer of the bark is removed at the time of harvest, which once removed continues to generate another outer shell. There are only two areas in the world where cork trees are grown. The Iberian Peninsula, where Portugal and Spain produce up to 80% of the world's cork, and Northwest Africa. Why I mention this today is that the best cork is that which is exposed to strong winds and Mother Nature's elements pushing upon the bark of the tree. The stronger the winds, the more resistant the cork becomes. This leads me to the topic of courage. Like cork trees, leaders often make themselves vulnerable, which allows them to be courageous. According to Brené Brown, in her latest book, Dare to Lead, she makes a point that courage is a sheer determination to stay calm under fire, maintaining the weight of continuous problem solving and decision making, and for many having those sleepless nights, and we all have those. Leaders keep showing up despite the obstacles or unknowns. Brown noted that courage is not a personality trait, but rather it's a developed skill. Courage is a byproduct of vulnerability and allows leaders to have the hard conversations, provide the productive feedback, be problem solvers, be ethical decision makers, and be resilient like those cork trees. Brown notes that there are 10 behavior and cultural issues identified by leaders that get in the way of organizations. Among them are the ability to have the tough conversations, including providing honest and productive feedback, diminishing trust caused by lack of connection and empathy, focus on shame and blame, and last, perfectionism and fear that keep people from learning and growing and being engaged in innovative work. In essence, it zaps the energy of the organization and leaves little for good work to be done. What we don't realize many times is that courage is a choice, and with it comes failure at times, disappointment, setback, and heartbreak, as well as innovation, better organizations, and better people as a result. John Maxwell looks at leaders as those who are willing to do what others won't, and that leaders often take the tough jobs, learn resiliency, tenacity, and courage during the tough assignments, rather than the easy ones. And through these challenges, tasks, or assignments, leaders are forged. One such leader is David Novak, the chairman and CEO of Yum Brands. In his book, Taking People With You, he notes that leaders have to market the change and be a bold ad for the organization's big goal. Good ads are emotional and memorable. Leaders often have to have the courage to be out front, lead, and be that change he wants the organizations to be. You remember the bad commercials as well as the good. Some questions to ponder today. Identify courageous people you know. What characteristics do they possess? What is the cost and value of courage in organizations? And last, why is vulnerability a prerequisite to understand courage?